So Raphael looks at a picture of his son before battle and still thinks it's a good idea, but okay, I guess it's code. And Bunny hits the garage of the cartel. So here goes the great battle scene. Mm, you can tell they wanted this to be like this badass, ooh, look at this, but it just, I mean, I know they have to do it, whatever, but it just seems so silly to me. Jackson is terrified, and all I could think of is get out of there, get out of there. And he does. He goes and locks up. I'm like, great, great, he's safe. So while they're hitting up the garage, of course he's there, and of course he's gonna get out. He always does. They always almost get him. They do get him. Bunny, they go around the back and they do get him, and he drops his gun and he surrenders, which we all know that's not really a good idea. Well, it's not a good idea for them, Bunny and his guys, to feel too confident and relaxed that they got this guy. Back to the stabbing and the beating. And Raphael's getting hit hard. I thought that was it for him. This scene was interesting. Ian and his scratch offs. Um, you know how they're always talking. Well, Stevie and Ian are always talking about him and his scratch offs. So this was the scratch off that Ian had, and it looks like he won. I was trying to look. I think I think he won the top prize. So was that $500,000? But the little circle right there looks like it was 300,000. But anyway, so he takes that and puts it in his pocket. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Here I am overthinking again. But anyway, he puts it in his pocket, and in walks Callahan. And this scene was very reminiscent of the movie Seven, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, with Kevin Spacey when he walked in. I don't if you haven't seen it, most people have, but if you haven't seen it, it's a must see. But I'm pretty sure most people have seen it. But it's Seven. It was made in '95, and it still stands the test of time. So if you haven't seen it, watch. But anyway, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this scene. So Ian gets him on the ground, and the sergeant or lieutenant comes in, and Ian wants to take him out of there. He doesn't want him to be booked. He doesn't want him in the system. He wants to take him out of there. But the lieutenant was like, put him in the box, the interrogation box. Ian calls Mike and tells him, "Look, he walked in here. Lieutenant had me put him in the box, and Mike is telling him, whatever you do not process him, or I think that's the word they use. He was like, just don't, and get him to the rail yard." And I'm thinking, how the heck is he gonna do that? But so they're in the infirmary. Everybody's getting patched up. Jackson walks by this guy who conveniently is not cuffed. I think everybody there is cuffed, but he isn't, of course. And the inevitable happens. He gets Jackson. And remember, Cindy's working in the infirmary and she's trying to get him to stay with her, but he got him in the jugular. I don't know how much more Cindy can take. This is a lot. She killed the guy and now she's watching one die. The warden gets a call, I'm assuming to let her know it's done, what happened with Jackson. Kyle's still at home loading his weapon and waiting. Bunny, 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 bunny. They have him, um, and he's not talking because he never does. And then Bunny gets a phone call, and he leaves the room and tells them to watch him. And then they show him working his way out of his cuffs, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good at all. Bunny tells Mike that he has him, and Mike's like, keep him alive, Bunny, keep him alive. We got to find out who he's reporting to, even though they know they're not getting anything out of him. He's worse than Merle's guys as far as being tight-lipped. Back at the jail, Ian's trying to read the lieutenant and what he's thinking, and the lieutenant he's thinking Merle's terrible, and he is going to go back to jail or prison, and that's his home, and how he's an evil man, and he lets Ian take him. I was surprised. He was like he was never here. Meanwhile, back to Bunny, he notices it's quiet in the room, and so he goes in. What in the world? And they see that he got away, or how he got away. Oh, and back at the jail, why was Meryl trying to look all meek and sickly and all that? Like, okay, Meryl, nobody's feeling sorry for you. Ian shows up at the train, the rail yard with Merle. He starts rambling on the mic about, I don't know, digging. He's like, I hope you dug the grave. I might, you don't want me to do it. I might keel over, blah, blah, blah. More talk. And Mike hits him to shut him up. But I was glad. So they march him over to some area. And Merle's talking, and Mike has the gun up to him, like, and I'm like, Mike, you better not take care of him because Kyle will never forgive you if you if you rob him of this. And then, Merle's just like, Mike, I'm not afraid to die. You know that about me. And Mike was like, you know what? You don't deserve my wrath. This was Ian looking at Mike like, look, like he didn't say anything, but he was looking at him like, you don't do it. This is Kyle's. This is Kyle's thing to settle. Kyle's coming in, tires screeching. He is ready. Merle looks confused because he doesn't know Kyle's out, right? He looks a little like what's going on. And I don't know if he's scared, but it's more like because he likes to be in control and he doesn't know what's about to happen. Here comes Kyle. He immediately comes up and punches Merle. Like, and it was a good one too, because the sound that came out of him. And then he says to him, you're gonna go, he didn't say Ohio, but that's where she was. But anyway, he said, you're gonna go there and you're gonna look at your wife and you're gonna wonder what I did to her. And I know he has the scratches on his face. The way they showed it to us when she like jumped at him and then the gun went off, I was thinking he immediately shot her, but apparently he didn't. I mean, I didn't think he SA'd her, but at the time, but now that he made this comment and it would explain the scratches, because I when that happened, when she jumped at him and then the gun went off, I thought, well, how did she scratch him? But I don't know, maybe that wasn't the order it went in or whatever, but I guess he did SA her. And then he says that to him, and I'm like, oh gosh. Well, he didn't say it. He just said, you're going to wonder what I did to her. So Kyle has Ian stand him up. When I was watching this, I was thinking, dang, Mike, Mike and Kyle just keep giving Ian, bossing Ian around. But I mean, I know it's not like that. Like, but that's just what it looked like. He was like, stand him up, get him over here, do this. But anyway, he has him stand him up, and he shoots him in the groin. And the sound Merle made when he shot him was that had to be satisfying to Kyle because he just sounded like he was in excruciating pain. Mister, I'm not afraid to die. Look at his face. That was so satisfying for me to watch. So I know Kyle was just like. So Merle went out like a little bitch, crying and wincing, and it was wonderful. Kyle finally finishes him, and just look at his face because I know he was thinking about Tracy. Oh my gosh. And he's probably thinking about what he just said to him. Oh man, his acting was just top tier. Top tier. I was hoping he didn't turn it on himself. I was thinking he was probably gonna do that. And I'm glad I don't know. Mike took the gun from him, so but I was thinking that when he was loading it at home, I was like, I hope he doesn't end up after he takes care of Merle, you know. This scene, oh my gosh. This is how it ended. He was hugging his brother, and that's good to see because I was worried that he was going to resent Mike. He still may. We still have season 5. So he still may. And remember, I just feel like season 5, Kyle may be the whole remember the pills and drugs. I think some of that's going to come into play. Um, that's it for this. That's a wrap for season 4. What a season, y'all. What a season. And we just have to wait for the new season. But drop down in the comments and tell me what you thought about this last episode. Um, ah, look at that scene. That's a wrap.